All right, let's talk about the CRM functionality on the platform. In this video, I'm going to give you kind of a 30,000 foot view. I'm going to go over the navigation, some of the options for you, and just kind of explain what everything is inside the platform and kind of take you on a tour through the CRM and kind of showcase some of the functionality here. Now, when you first go to the CRM, if you're not there yet, what you want to do in the left-hand panel navigation, click on Contacts, and it's going to bring it up. And this is your CRM. This is like the main thing where it's going to show all of your records, where you can go and sort records and be able to kind of navigate and select on individual prospects and customers. Now, first things first, let's look at the top navigation here. We've got Smart List. This is really where you can save lists of customers. I'll show you how to build these smart lists in a later video. But we've also got contact requests and bulk actions. This is really for like if you're adding multiple records to a list or adding multiple tags to a group of people. You won't need to really mess with these sections much up here. Now, Restore is a great section to have just in case you accidentally delete records. The cool thing is they're not gone. You can just click on Restore and they'll show up here and you can select them and restore them there. Now, over here in Manage Smart Lists, this is where you can create and or manage your smart list that you've created. You can rename them, you can copy them, you can share a list of customers with other accounts and so forth. Now, under the gear icon, this is custom fields. This is where you can go and create custom fields for your CRM. Maybe you want to store specific information. I've got a video that kind of explains custom fields that really addresses that. So if you want to learn more about custom fields, refer to that video. It really does a deep dive into them and shows you how to set them up and so forth. Now, moving on down the page, we have this little navigation panel here. And as you can see, we've got some options on all these little icons that we can do. So the first one here is a plus. This is where you can just manually add a contact. So you click on the plus, you can manually type in a name and email and go ahead and save them, and it'll add them into the CRM. That's really for if like you're out there on the phone and you get a prospect that calls in and you want to add them manually. We also have a pipeline change. So as you set up pipelines in the system, you can change, select customers down here and quickly change what status they are in the pipeline. So you select pipeline after you've selected some customers, and you can go through and customize that right here. Now, if you want to quickly add a group of customers or a customer to a campaign, you can select them down here and then click on this Add to Campaign. When you do that, it'll bring up a box, and then you click OK, and then you can go through and add whatever campaigns you have and quickly add either a prospect or a group of prospects to a campaign or a workflow. Next up, you've got SMS and sending emails. This is really a quick way to send out and fire out a blast out to customers. So let's say you want to email all customers or text all customers. What you could do is select all the records and click SMS and then OK and type in a message. Party on Friday. And you could send them all at once or at a scheduled time and click send. So it's just really a way you could quickly sort records and then select which ones you want to send out a text or email to. It's a really helpful feature if you just want a quick way to message everybody in bulk, right? Now, our next two, we have an add a tag and remove a tag. I've got a whole video on tags that really explain how these work. But essentially, on all these records, you have the ability to add a tag to them. And you can use that information when sorting. So over here, you see tags on the records. So you have some that are past customers or prospects in here. Now we have a small number of records, but when you get thousands of customers in here, it's really hard to remember which ones were, customers or previous clients or just prospects and who's bought and who hasn't. And maybe there's some different segments like regions of, where they are located or something like that. You can create tags to be able to quickly sort customers. So for example, in our quick search over here, let's say we want to find all of our prospects that haven't bought yet. So maybe our tag is prospects. So we click that And then what it'll do is it'll sort and only find the tags for prospects. So you can see this is a quick way to be able to use your data and kind of mine it for opportunities. So maybe you want to send out a message for everybody that hasn't bought from you in the last 3 months. So you could go tag everybody that hasn't bought and then quickly sort them and be able to send a text message to them with a special discount or something. There's all kinds of different options with these, but you can add them or remove them. All you got to do is select the record that you want to add the tag to, click the add tag button, and okay. Type in the tag name and a description, click add tags, and you can add tags to whoever you've selected there. You could do multiple records at the same time. Now, the next one here is remove tag. So if you want to remove tags, maybe the prospects you're dealing with all bought. So you want to remove that tag. Well, you can do the same thing. You select them, click remove tag, and then you can go follow the prompts to remove the tags that you want. Now, the next option here is delete contacts. So if you want to delete a record, let's say they just haven't bought, you just are done dealing with them. You don't want to send them any more marketing or anything like that. You want to delete them out of the system. Well, all you got to do is select the record that you want and then click delete contacts. Next up, we have send review requests. So once you've set up your reputation and your review messaging, what you can do is actually you can go through and select a record and then ask them to leave you a review. So if you've already got this set up, you can go and select your options and click send review request. This is really helpful for when you're building up reviews on Google My Business and Facebook. You can go through and as you get a customer that comes in or something, you can go ahead and say, hey, leave me a review. And you can customize the messaging under the reputation section of the platform. Now, next up, we have an export contacts and an import contacts. So if you want to in bulk import lists or you want to export your data from the platform, these are the two buttons you use to do that. I have a deep dive on bulk importing and exporting in another video. Just look for that one. It does a really deep dive into how to properly format your files and how to easily export data. And it walks you through every step of the way. And then you can also merge contacts. So if you want to merge data together, maybe you get a record that comes in via phone call and then, they've got some information there, but you want to merge two records together or something, you can select them, click merge data, and it'll merge all the information and put it together. All right. So over here on columns and the search panel, this is really where you can take full advantage of segmentation in your list. Now, you should definitely watch my video on tags where I discuss this in depth, but this is a really handy feature to quickly find prospects or groups of prospects in your CRM. So for example, you can go up here to the quick search and let's say we're looking for Chris Pratt's information. So you can just type in Chris and it'll pull up all the Chris's. So you can quickly find and search via name, phone number, email, but you can also search for tags. So if you want to find all of your past customers, you can just type in past customers and it'll pull up that tag of all your past customers. This is a great way if you get really detailed on your profiles here. You can really segment people easily and be able to find groups of people and opportunities quickly and be able to send them marketing communication from these lists. All right. So that's mainly the core platform here. Now let's dive into the actual CRM, like the actual where it's hosting the information. Let's go over this section here. Now, once you click on a prospect, you're going to notice on the left side over here, we have their contact information under this panel here. We've got last name, first name, email address, phone number, date of birth. You can kind of save information. You have all of their tags that have been added. You can do a lead or a customer, contact type. You can opt them out of marketing campaigns this way. So if somebody calls you because they're getting too many emails, and they're like, take me off the list. You can just quickly opt them out of marketing right there. If you have offers set up for memberships or products that you want to sell, you can add offers to give them access to those things. If you want to quickly add a specific prospect to a campaign or workflow, you just hit that add button, add them in that way. If you want to add them into an opportunity on your pipeline, you just click add opportunity right there. Now, under general info, we've got other basic information, their website, business address, things like that. Under additional info, this one is a custom field section where you can keep additional information that you find relevant to your business. So here I have some custom fields that I've set up, like describe the issue that they're facing. What are their challenges? You can actually customize all of these to be specifically for your business. I have a whole video on setting up custom fields that show you exactly how to do this. So if you want custom information saved for your business, be sure to check that video out. Custom fields, it'll be an awesome little addition to your CRM. Now, in the next section here, the conversation. This is going to show a history of the back and forth communication with your prospect. So all the text messages you send, all the ringless voicemails, the emails, they're going to show up in order right here. If they respond, it's going to show up their responses here as well. This is awesome to be able to see a history of the communication with your prospects. When they're writing in for support or they're sending in sales messages, it shows up right here to where you can keep track of all of that information and really know where you are and how to respond and just see everything at a glance. You can see the history of that customer. Now over here on this section here, we have some other options in the CRM. We have an activity tab. This tab is awesome for tracking results. So what's great about all of our websites and the ad campaigns, if you integrate with the social networks, is it actually keeps track of that information. So for example, let's say you're running a lead ad on Facebook and somebody clicks on it, fills out the information. Well, it'll actually show up right here that they clicked on your ad if you have Facebook integrated. So then you can see that this prospect came in through a Facebook ad. If they go onto your website and opt in, now it's tracking them across your website so you can see what pages they looked at and what activities and actions they did on your website. It's greatly helpful when you are in sales so you can kind of know what they're interested in on your site in advance just by looking at this tab. Now, if they don't go to your website or they don't click on an ad, it's not going to populate any information there. But these can get pretty detailed if you're doing things correctly on the CRM. Now, next up is tasks. So if you have reminders that you want to set up, let's say we want to remind ourselves to call Brad for lunch. Need to follow up with Brad about going to lunch. There we go. So what you can do is you can type in a task to remind yourself. You can select a due date, so you can select on a calendar when it's actually going to be due. And you can also assign it to other people in your organization. Now, after you've added in additional users, you can select who you want to assign it to. So let's say, for example, this prospect comes in and you want the sales guy to do a specific task. Well, you could assign it to the sales guy and click save, and that will show up under their tasks under the CRM when they first log in under the dashboard. So they can be reminded, hey, go follow up with this guy or something like that. Now the notes section is super helpful. Notes is a section where you can keep a history of notes on a prospect. I find this super helpful, especially in sales, when you're dealing with lots of customers. You're not going to remember every detail you talked about. You're not going to remember the questions that they asked and so forth. So notes are super helpful to go and keep updated about what's going on with that prospect, or, ways that they like it, or, whatever kind of notes you want to keep on a prospect. If you just go up here, click add new, you can keep reminding yourself on information to where when the next time you're dealing with that customer, you can quickly pull them up in the CRM, get reminded about that from the last time you spoke. If you have the calendar set up and that created, you can go ahead and set up appointments, and it'll show a history of their appointments right here under this section. All right. So down here below, we have our editor here for sending the back and forth communication. This is really cool. This is where you can send out one-to-one communication. You can send out text messages, emails, and also if they've messaged you on Facebook and you've got that integrated, it'll show up an option to send them a Facebook message right here as well. So you can quickly send out text, emails right here. You just use this editor and it'll go directly to whatever prospect you have pulled up. Now you also have a really cool feature that I personally love, which is the use a template feature. You can actually create templated emails and text responses to where when people are asking you common questions, you can just select a template and not have to type it every single time. So a lot of times people will write in, what are your hours? Where's your location? What's your pricing on this? Or where do I find out more information on this? Can you send me something on this? Well, you can create templates for all those different situations and be able to quickly send those out to a prospect right here. You just click the use a template button. There'll be a drop down here once you have them created, and you just select which message you want to go out, and it will automatically type it in the box here for you, and you just click send. It makes it super fast, super quick to be able to send out communication that is, commonly repeated, right? So that is a overview of the CRM. I hope it was helpful, and we'll see you in the next video.